Alright. What's up, everybody? We got a match between two very creative players. You know the sparks are gonna fly because we got Storm Gumiho, known as the Mech Terran, one of the original random pro gamers. He does play Terran full time, but he was a random player, winning multiple team leagues in the early days of StarCraft 2, back with his old teams as a random player. He plays Terran very creatively though, and so I don't mind the fact that he doesn't play random anymore. His opponent in the bottom left, known as the Prince of IEM, the Smiling Assassin, Dragon Phoenix Gaming's hero, a guy who won far too many tournaments in Heart of the Swarm with his micro, and is now a very aggressive player. Has recently taken that #1 Protoss player rating, and it's exciting because it's just been so long since we had such a cheesy bastard in the #1 Protoss spot. And yes, guys, it's a double gas opening. It looks like he's already opening up with a 1-base proxy. Now, it doesn't have to be that because hero, unlike normal Protoss players, oh my god, he's putting 3 guys on 1 gas before saturating the other gas. That's so noob. Okay, there we go. He fixes it. At least he pulls this guy off. Sometimes he goes double gas into Nexus, but because he's got 3 workers on the gas, I don't think that's the case. Guys, they mine faster when there's 2 on each gas. It triggers me no end when I see pros put 3 on 1 with only 1 on the other. You want to go 2 on each gas and then put the 3rd one on each gas because these guys are all stuck waiting. So just inefficiency from hero. I think MaxPax does that sometimes as well. Him and MaxPax, a few of these top Protoss players, very creative, very clever. They also do some weird shiz. Hero is looking for the proxy Stargate most likely up here. Marauder opening from Gumiho with no scouting. Now the good thing about Gumiho's opening is he should immediately, upon scouting no Nexus, cancel Concussive, lift the barracks, build a factory here, and start a Cyclone. And a Cyclone out really early can defend the Stargate. Cancels Concussive. Cancel the Marauder right now. Okay, he's going to build the factory and then lift it over. So he's going to build a few Marauders, which can easily beat Adepts and stuff, but he's saving the gas on Concussive. Gets the factory down. He could still make Concussive if he wants after, but he would have to start it in a moment. Already that probe comes in. It's going to cause a bit of a nuisance. Forces the Marauder back. Marauder will shut it down, but no Concussive. Hero checked up the ramp. He saw no Concussive, and he's like, I don't think you're going to make Concussive. I can afford to be aggressive with my Adepts. You're probably not going to find it. Gumiho, though, finds the Stargate on the right side. Ooh-wee. Okay, Nexus goes down behind it. Remember, it's very rarely ever all in for hero. Marauder's going to try and depower that, or at least one Marauder is. 1 Marauder and 1 SCV going after the Stargate. The Oracle can always use its firepower to take that out. Adept does take out an SCV. Second Marauder going over there as well. There is no way he stops that Oracle getting out, guys. I'm betting on that. I'm betting on it. I have good judgment in StarCraft of timing. I know that Oracle's... Yeah, it's not going to pop. I was totally wrong. I'm sorry. Oh my god, Hero's opening so screwed. Oh my god. I really thought it was going to pop out with like a second to spare. Oh my god, that's so bad for Hero, dude. His Adepts have found an SCV. Maybe they could find some more damage. I mean, 2 Adepts beat a Marauder, especially when it doesn't have Concussive, but... Turrets are building in each mineral line, which is... It's kind of funny because Gumiho's like, oh, I'm actually going to kill your Stargate. Like, he doesn't actually need to do this. Now the probe comes in, he's like, yeah, let's build a pylon. What? Guys, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. That Stargate's just gonna get focused. Hero, what are you doing? Hero! Oh my god, guys, have you ever heard of the sunk cost fallacy? I don't think Hero has. Gumiho, please. Yeah, and he kills it with the SCV. Oh no! Hero! Oh my god. The thing is, it's the willingness to do something like this that most players would assume you would never do because it's so stupid. Hero will do that. He will be like, yeah, I could totally get this Oracle out, and then you won't even be ready for it, bro. Meanwhile, Gumiho is actually so over-prepared. He built turrets that he doesn't even need. He's getting a second barracks. He's got an eBay up. He's got a medevac building so he can Widow Mine drop. And he's got a good little pack of Marine Marauder. And Hero trying to get up to 3 gate and Blink now. Blink starting at 420. Guys, you meant to have Blink finish at about 440 with a normal opening. Starting it at 420 means he's not going to have Blink for ages, but Gumiho! Oh no, he leaves his door open. Guys, I know some of you grew up out in the country. You're like, oh, my neighbors might need to come over to get some sugar. Guys, if you're playing StarCraft 2, you're not living in a nice small country town. You don't leave your door open. StarCraft 2 is like living in a really, really shit part of town. If you leave your door open, you're gonna come back to a homeless guy sleeping naked on your couch. Yeah, that's if you're lucky. That's if you're lucky, because at least it hasn't been raided by drug addicts that have stolen all your shit. Gumiho losing 6 SCVs for no reason there. It also delayed his medevac drop, moving out across the map. This was a bit of a missed opportunity for Gumiho to just get ahead and shut things down. You gotta be careful. Don't be leaving that door open unless you are completely... I mean, unless you're there, you know, you're like, oh, I like to welcome intruders into my home, Seinfeld style. But I don't think that's a great strategy, to be fair. Now, hero with a bit of a slow response. Ooh, okay. Probe, 2 probes and a stalker. Not bad at... Oh, my God! The sloppy play on both sides, and a probe at the third gets taken down and denied. Dude, guys, what is this scrap fest right now? I mean, he had 5 stalkers in position. If he focus fired the medevac, he could have 2-shot it before all the Widow Mines got out. He had all the time in the world to spread because that Widow Mine didn't burrow, and he still let them all get dragged over. Hero shitting the bed a little bit there, but remember, Gumiho shot the bed before that, so both players taking turns messing up. And there's not much behind this. Oh, Gumiho's trying to wall off the blink path, but he doesn't have it fully walled. Stalkers can still blink up and wriggle around that way. He's not in position just yet. Those 2 Marauders get caught. Hero saves the weak Stalker. He's warping in more. Nice scan by Gumiho. Limits the vision. He's going to try and siege the tank in a bit of a safer spot, but there's only 1 Marine and no repair. Oh no, this is so scary for Gumi Bro right now, guys. Oh my God, both sides are just throwing the kitchen sink at each other. And because they've taken so much damage, they need to do damage. Hero started the third behind this. He started probing. So he's turning this into a move not to win, but just to get ahead. He's going to go after the tank. He one-shots it, but he does lose a lot of Marines. And that stim, a lot of Stalkers go down, sorry. And the stim does get even more damage. He's got to stop chasing those Stalkers. 2 maneuverable off creep, 7 SCVs go down. This tank, I would probably just siege it here if I was him, because like not many Stalkers can hit you from there. He's going to put it there, kind of covering both areas a little bit. It's the budget tank position. If Hero blinks into that, it is a very bad move. This is a Stalker, does get it shut down. Drilly Boy says, yep, you're transitioning, you've taken a third, and that should light a fire under Gumiho's ass to get a reactor and do the next move. Oh, Hero, you mad lad! Hero blinks in, takes the tank out, the Marines stim to answer. But right now, guys, I am looking at some true USA level healthcare right here. Oh my God, there is no one looking out for these poor Marines, dude. This is messed up. Another tank will siege these Marines. There's a single medevac. It's one underpaid clinic trying to take care of them. The Prism does get away. 4 Stalkers on the left side trying to blink back. The tank is sieged. He does hold on. I think overall, Gumiho comes out on top on these trades. But the Warp Prism does survive. These 4 Stalkers still being very annoying. And with the medevac, even just that 1 medevac healing has been so valuable. Don't be losing it, though. And the tank siege is up. That will defend. He should repair that depot. Gumiho is going to stabilize through a very scary point in the game. This SCV still hiding here. He says, I'm blue. I basically camouflage if I stand behind the minerals. He's like, cosplay as a mineral. Cosplay as a mineral. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He panicked. He panicked. He's standing there. Don't run around. They can't see you if you don't move. You could have stayed there. Silly SCV. Billy the SCV should have just cosplayed as a mineral. Might have survived for a surprisingly long amount of time. I don't think it was until Hero saw the movement that he actually realized that was there. But right now, 3rd command center. It's about halfway done. Gumiho feels like he needs to do a push. He's got 2 tanks, 26 Marines. Oh, Hero gets a tank. Oh, Gumiho's medevac too far behind. How's he still only have 1 medevac, guys? It's because that reactor just was not done. Finally, more medevacs building. But he can't really afford to heal right now. I feel like Gumiho should be trying to just set up an ambush. Look at that. Picking off a Marine. Doesn't quite get the second one. And I don't think you can force this. As Gumiho, committing to this push with no reinforce, no healing is a really bad move. There's only 1 medevac, so if you get surrounded or anything, you're going to go down. This is not a good push for Gumiho. I like threatening and then getting out of there, and if he can clean these Zealots up on the way home, that would be huge. He's going to try and take out these Zealots. Oh, I mean, that's a fake Colossus. That is something. He's trying to focus down some Stalkers, but oof, great fight for Hero and Gumiho there. Feeling forced to push, guys, but that was a ladder Terran push. So a ladder Terran push is where you haven't quite handled the opponent's aggression very well. So even though you came out on top of it, you're late on a lot of things because you've just kind of messed up your macro during the fighting. And then you're like, oh, but I guess I need to attack anyway. Even though you're not reinforcing the attack, you have no natural strong timing. It was a bad move by Gumiho. That being said, good Widow Mine defense, good stutter step. He's going to get onto his ramp. The force field on the ramp is going to be a bit of a pain though. Oof. SCVs need to pull to the right side. He's got to get those SCVs out of there. There is a Widow Mine drop trying to go across the map at the same time. I think Hero getting rid of the 4th and 5th barracks would be huge. He's killing depots. He's picking off SCVs. Gumiho cannot get down his ramp right now. And this is very annoying. There's no more sentries here. I kind of want Hero to warp in another sentry and just keep these force fields going. He kills the 4th and 5th barracks and then pulls back. A very mature choice by Hero. 2 Widow Mines say, hey, how about a taste of boom boom? 7 probes and keeps the Widow Mines alive. in a scrappy game, the Widow Mine drop is the comeback mechanic of Terran. You have to remember to always try and sneak Widow Mine drops across the map and just keep doing them. Because if you have that going against a very aggressive Protoss, it punishes him really hard for not having any D at home, and it allows you to just focus on turtling without feeling like you're getting so far behind. But oh, Immortal drop! He's going to try and drop Immortals. Oh, but the Prism goes down with an Immortal inside. hero once again clicking with his man parts, and that is a big problem. Oh, Widow Mines. Ooh, another 6 probes go down. Dude, he has not been spreading well versus Widow Mines all game long. He's lost 24 workers. And dude, trying to drop on that. Guys, if he was going to drop there, this was where he should have been sending the Prism. That's where he could have unloaded the Immortals. You can't unload Immortals here or here. So he went way too deep. The Viking and the Marines focus fired the Prism, killed one Immortal inside it, forced hero to recall. Hero was like, hey, I'm 3 base versus a 2 base Terran, you know? Easy path is take a 4th, get a Forge, get some splash damage, get further ahead. But hero tried to force the issue, and now Gumiho is the one who's going to be taking a bit of an aggressive momentum. Does lose his Widow Mines before they fire. Stalker counterattack looking very sexy. And Gumiho, oh, the force fields trap a lot of his bio up front. I think Gumiho, he's got a smaller army here. He should run away. Battery overcharge and these zealots would tear him apart. The Stalkers are putting so much pressure on him. He's got to go home and defend this, but Gumiho just overwhelmed by the counterattacks, the run-bys, and that one Marine tank counter from him, a very bad choice. I think he should have moved across and then immediately moved home. Does overextend. Hero takes game 1. Well, that game 1 was a bit of a hot mess, and I hope we get more of that because I love a scrappy early game. This guy did not come out on top, though, in the end of it. It's Gumiho. And his opponent in the top right, Dragon Phoenix Gaming's hero. I think sometimes Special thrives in those sort of games like that last one, because rather than going back to the Terran default of, I need to do my Marine tank timing attack, Special will be like, yeah, I'll just keep harassing. I'll keep Widow Mine dropping, you know. Okay, maybe I don't have a naturally strong timing attack, but I can just keep doing these harassments and multi-drops and things. But the moment you commit to a frontal push, it becomes a bit more set in stone. It felt like hero navigated his way around that, shut it down a bit too well. Now this is barracks. Oh, we're not gonna wall him out? Is he doing the 15 gas or 17 gas opening, I mean? This is interesting. No gas. Gumiho's doing a gasless expand build, guys. Yeah, okay, so he does the 17 gas on 1 minute. So he's going to go Marine Reactor 3 racks, right? I think that's what this build order is. I've never actually learnt it myself. And you get your command center down at like a minute 30, I think. Because, is it still post-orbital? I think so. Oh, that probe, that Daredevil looks for the SCV kill, doesn't quite get it. If you repair that SCV even for half a second, you get it up. So it's not going to die in one shot. So now he is safe from that. Slowly putting guys on gas. 4 workers on gas, a bit too many. Gumiho does make an orbital. He's got a Marine on the way. And doesn't really get his command center down that early. And it's just because the probe obviously interrupted a lot of his mining time. So command center ends up being delayed a fair bit. But of course, hero sacrifices a lot of money by sending a probe across so early. It does go down. Second Marine on the way. He now changes to a Reaper. Interesting. I still think it's likely to be a 3-racks with such a late gas, though. I feel like if you spot that late gas as hero, you're already thinking 3-racks. And there's an argument behind playing Colossus here, or like Disruptor Drop against 3-racks. Disruptor Drop into Colossus can be good. I probably wouldn't play Stargate. If I did, it would just be like Oracle. It'd be like Quad Oracle, which is not something that I play, but hero definitely does. Now, I don't know what this is, guys, so if you want me to explain, almost a proxy. This is, I mean, it's going to be hard to scout this, and it gets across the map. I think it's just an Oracle, right? I think this is just a forward Oracle, and maybe he is playing Quad Oracle, and he'll go for like snipes on the add-ons and diving in and stuff. I mean, we're gonna see what the hell happens. I'm not sure. I don't know. The Reaper doesn't see it though, so hey, that's one way to deny scouting, and he can defend it later on because it's kind of on his side of the map. Adept is here. Oh, that's a dead Reaper. Oh, okay. Not the best Reaper usage from Gumiho. I think he was hoping the Adept would be across the map. Only gets 1 probe. It's a good fight. Of course, 1 probe did already die on the other side of the map. SCV is going to go out. Gumiho did end up going factory. It's a very late factory. So he's just played like, I just built a few Marines, and then I just slowly build into the other things. It's a very nothing build in terms of sharp edges. Gumiho basically is just, it's a real defensive opening. And without the scout of his opponent's tech, I do worry a little bit. He's sneaking an SCV because he wants to see the third base, and that pathing might take him close enough to see this pylon. Oh, he saw the Oracle! He saw the Oracle! He's got a Cyclone on the way. These Marines need to get in that main base right now. That Oracle's going to get here pretty quick. I don't know if he noticed it, guys. He only spotted it on his map for a tiny millisecond. And that Oracle's going to find some damage. Hello, my name's Mr. Oracle. Do you like lasers? Says that kid in your classroom who got that laser light in 6th grade and was always shining it in your eyes until we found out that could actually cause blindness, and the principal told him off for it. That is a lot of damage, man. Oh, man. 6, 7 SCVs total because his scout died as well. Oh! At least it does die. Good scan for Gumiho. Guys, Gumiho's deep in the pooper now. And does he go Cloak Banshee now? Like, what's this swap? Are you going to play Raven? He's going to play Raven. I mean, if he could shut down the other Oracle, maybe, but I mean, he feels like he's got a counter pressure. herO's like, cool, free pass to a third base. I'm going Twilight Council. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Charge instead of Blink, but with so much damage, he might even feel safe just going straight to Blink. Oh, okay. Only one SCV. That could be worse for Gumi. Gumi pulling back. The Oracle's like going in, going out, going in, going out. Dude, right now I feel like he's doing that thing where herO's kind of playing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you jumped." You know when you like fake pretend you're about to punch someone, and then they react, and you act like a big tough guy. It's kind of what herO's doing with these Oracles right now. He's got Adepts coming in the front as well. The Adepts walk past the bunker, and he says, "Yeah, cool Adepts don't look at bunkers or explosions," and loses 2 Adepts for finishing off 1 red hit point SCV. And Oracle's now going to fly into the Cyclone. That's absolute nonsense plays from herO. He gets an SCV, I guess, but yet again. I think that final wave not as powerful for herO. And he is indeed confident going into Blink from here. Stalker's there as well. Third Nexus is on the way. We've got the third Barracks. Gumiho playing from miles behind in this game. And honestly, this might just be a bot from here. herO with this just weird Stargate. I feel like sometimes when I'm watching herO, I feel like I'm watching a guy in a serious fight do capoeira. And I mean, that already is funny enough, but then when you watch that he's winning and you're like, are you fucking Eddie from Tekken, bro? Like, what? This is not meant to work, man. Like, is this... We're in a real StarCraft match here. And he's like, yeah, just build my Stargate in my 4th base. Then later, it's protected when I build my Nexus here. I mean, it's blocking my minerals, but still. Oracle's going to run in. And even more damage! Oh, Gumiho's so triggered right now. Gumiho's economy is already so bad. Now, the Oracles need to not die. He really needs to keep track of this army. Try to get out of there if he can with these Oracles. But 52 probes behind it. He's going 6-gate Blink right now. I guess he'll probably just Chrono Charge after that. And the Oracle's still hiding in the back. Comes on through the main. Doesn't have any energy. Oh, yes, he does. It was laser was still on. He gets 2 damaged SCVs. Gumiho is getting played like a fiddle right now, guys. It does not feel good when another man just picks you up and starts breathing into your holes and weird musical instrument sounds just come out. That's what playing like a fiddle brought into my mind for the first. I never thought about the actual metaphor, the analogy, whatever you call it. Anyways, Stalkers pick off a bunch of Marines. Gumiho is in so much trouble. As long as herO just makes Zealots from here, he's up on 8 gateways on the way. I don't think he can lose. As long as he gets a battery at each base, he's already got one there and there. I mean, what can Gumiho do? The Stalker Oracle comes in. The Oracle's gonna take out the tank. The Cyclone looks like it might get one of these Oracles, but dude, the Stalkers are still causing trouble. One Oracle does go down. Stalkers blinked away. I don't even know if they needed to there. And all these little trades so good for herO. I'd like to see him almost go to 10 gate as well. As long as he just keeps making Zealots, I don't think he can lose. He keeps investing in more Stalkers because he's realizing, hey, the Stalkers are actually getting decent value. We might as well just keep making them. And my Oracles see everything you're doing. The only danger is if Widow Mine production starts up, Oracle's your only detection. You don't have a Robo. But unfortunately for Gumi's making tanks. And, oh, he's trying to pick up weak Marines as they take damage from the Stalkers. But you can see Stalkers against non-combat shield Marines, quote-unquote off-creep, as we said in Game 1. Out here on the map, away from bunkers and siege tanks. Very tough for those Marines. 60 probes versus 37. He's taking a 4th Nexus as well. As long as herO just keeps making Zealots, like I said, like it should be the easiest game of all time. He's just going to have half as many Zealots as there are Marines, which is plenty. I mean, Gumiho's going to pull the SCVs, This is it. Actually, that's probably his best shot because he doesn't have a third command center. There's no reason for him to keep going long game. If he gets an anti-armor missile and uses his SCVs to buffer with hold position, there's a chance. The Zealots are going for what looks like a bit of a flanky flank. There are still lots more Zealots building. The Stalkers are being very efficient. hero doing this super expertly. He's going to lose a Stalker there. The Zealots have not gone in. hero. Oh, he's going to recall? Oh, he's actually recalled his Zealots. Okay, so he's going to try and fight this Frontal. Battery overcharge goes in. Oh, auto turrets do go down on the flank. The battery overcharge is getting some nice value. Gumiho pulls back away from the overcharge, though. It's just a giant ball of Marines right now, and a giant ball of Marines is so scary. He doesn't even have combat shields, but there's just not enough Zealots. And a giant ball of pure Marine shreds through the Zealots. And we see that, dude, I was like, as long as you have enough Zealots, you've got this. But I think he needed to come in with a full surround. Too many Zealots attacking from the same angle. You need like the full surround against that Marine ball. And Gumiho here is like, well, I'm not going to win this game, but I'll take it from a 0.1% to a 4 or 5% chance by pulling the boys, seeing what we can do. And right now, I'm telling you, it's not just hero who's pissed off. It's Gumiho who's like, I can't believe this is working. Oh! He's like, man, Protoss players are so stupid. I'm on 2 base. He's taking a 4th. He didn't even get a surround with his Zealots? Whoa! Gumiho with a miraculous comeback. And that was one where I'm talking as if he's dead for so long, and I guarantee you guys, he was pretty dead. He's just as surprised as I am. I do think hero messed up massively by sending all the Zealots across. He needed to like even here, he should have just had the Zealots here. And as soon as the army of Gumiho gets there, you just start intercepting. If he charges on this, kills some units, and then runs away, even just baiting stims out of Gumiho is game ending. He has 2 medevacs that are almost out of energy. Even just baiting stims out of him, like guys, these are 45 hit point Marines. And all you need to do is cut off the rally. And by cutting off the rally, you stop these units joining in the fight, but you also are then going to be ready to come in from behind. And that plus more Zealot Stalker weapons from the front will give you a good surround. But these Zealots, hero took a bit too long to send those across. He should have already had the Zealots positioned. If he was going to go all the way around, they should have already been waiting over here, and going in and kind of making this even more all in than it already was. But you can see the Zealots just weren't cutting off the reinforce. All these units get across the map. They join in. And a lot of the Zealots kind of charge in a few at a time. The guys on the left come in a little late. The auto turrets are beautiful. And you're also engaging into stim, which is tempting, but if he drops his auto turrets and stims, you actually only have one choice in this scenario as the Protoss, which is you just pull all your units up here, pull all these units here, preferably don't even drop the battery overcharge, though I understand he had to do it here, and you just keep warping units and you wait for that stim and these auto turrets to wear off, and then you engage. It's all about eking it out. You've got to remember that Gumiho has one big stiff army right here, but he's not able to maintain it for very long. So all you need to do is just kind of distract him a little bit, buy a bit of time, let him blow his load on the auto turrets and the stim early. If you can bait 1, 2 stims out, and especially when you do engage, you want Zealots coming from the bottom as well to surround this. It's a very, very scary situation because once you hit critical mass of Marines, they just gun down the Zealots, gun them down, whereas the Zealots struggle to even get on top of it. You can see how quickly the Zealots melt here. Just watch closely the Zealots. And the ones that get shot are just gone. And the Marines are all taking damage, but they're not really dying. So it's very technical to set up a proper Zealot surround. And also, when your opponent's all in with SCVs and stuff, to actually try and bait out stims and abilities before the fight happens. Very hard to judge, and Gumiho catches him off guard with a very stiff push. Well played by Gumiho. Man, I was worried with that last game that we were going to have a one-sided series after such an action-packed game 1. But this Gumi bro fights back with a sick pull of the lads. Powerful 2-base all-in, catching hero off guard. It's so hard to take those fights with the Zealots when they get that big ball of Marines. I mean, something we've seen from Special actually a lot is if he thinks the opponent's going to do like a heavy Zealot style, he will do this just mass Marine Widow Mine all-in on 2-base, 5 barracks, where he's like, it hits this point where he has like 50 Marines with stim shields +1. He has like 8 Widow Mines, and the Protoss is like, hey, I have 25 Zealots, let's go. And the Zealots just charge in, get blasted by Widow Mines. They get gunned down so fastly. The Marines are one-shotting 2 Zealots at a time. And like the Zealot count just dies, and they just can't get on top of the Marines. And it's so hard to stop if you don't have splash damage. And I mean, this wasn't quite that from Gumiho. This was more of a desperation all-in that wasn't that planned. But the Marine ball, when it hits critical mass, it is a fearsome sight to behold. And so you have to be the master of cutting out their legs from underneath them, going around that ball We always talk about this. It kind of is the secret to fighting Terran in general, is don't fight when they want to fight. But if you play Zealot versus Marines, it's an extreme example of that, where it's like, do not fight that head on. Do not, no matter what. It is a terrible decision to fight head on into that ball of Marines. And guys, this might work out for Gumiho, because hero's checking the right side for proxies. He did not check the most common spot on the left. Luckily for hero, he is building a Zealot. And that Zealot, if he lets it pop out and finish, it will help defend this Reaper. So that could help him out a little bit. He is, of course, going for a very heavy gas play on one base for now. It looks like a proxy Oracle again. Hero loves one base openings, and he makes them look so solid and standard. That's the thing. Anyone else, you see this opening, you're like, I'm being all in. Oh, man. He's gonna throw the kitchen sink at me, bro. Oh, this is so bad. But Hero makes it look solid. That being said, he cancels the Zealot, guys. Uh-oh. Canceling the Zealot will get him into trouble here. Now, these probes, there's 3 probes that are already heavily wounded, but notice the other probes are trying to kind of guard against that. Oh, he's going for the surround, but he jukes it. Gumiho says, nah, bro, what are you doing? You got nothing for me, bro. Nothing for me, mate. Oh, he does get one more, but oh, Hero messes up his Shade Micro, but Citizen's Arrest. The probes do get it. Meanwhile, Bunker on the natural. Next Reaper is going to block him from expanding behind this. You got to know there's a Stargate coming, and so there is a tech lab here. SCV says, taste my drill. The probe don't want none of that. Of course, the probe having 5 less hit points total than the SCV. If it runs away far enough, though, it will regenerate, turn, and win the fight. Gumiho will have to pull that SCV back. Second Reaper here is inside the bunker. You ain't getting that natural anytime soon. Oracle's on the way. Cyclone, though, equal with it. I don't like the engineering bay. I really hate the engineering bay for missile turrets in this scenario. I think getting an extra production facility is way more effective in my experience. And oh, he's actually going to go away, but he does. That was way too greedy there from Gumiho. Third base does go down. Gumiho, of course, not going to sell the bunker. He wants to maintain and be sure that is going to be blocked. But yeah, the turret, of course, is for turrets. I just feel like if you've got a Cyclone this early and a second Cyclone, you don't actually need it. It'd be better off with a starport. Get a Liberator. Send that Liberator across the map. Wait for Hero to be out of position, then fly it in. Get a Viking to help back up your anti-air. I think building turrets this early is a bit too paranoid. Gumiho and Uthermal, both big fans of it. So obviously there's definitely something to be said of, hey, opponent went proxy Stargate, make missile turrets. Just for me, it's not my flavor of how to play out this early situation. Second gateway on the way. Still nothing that shoots up for Hero, but no Stargate. No Starport, I should say, for Gumiho. Now, Gumiho, he's got to be careful. If he double locks on the Adepts, that means the Oracles could kill his Cyclones. But, where's the missile turret? Did he cancel his missile turret and he left his base? Oh no, he thought it wasn't a proxy Stargate. He was like, oh, I was wrong. I was like, run! Run, your boys! What are you doing, Gumiho? Oh my god, Gumiho! What the fudgety shitballs? And this is the mind screw that happens when you play Hero, guys. He was like, well, it's past the Oracle timing, so Hero literally just pulled that straight out of 5.2k North American ladder. He just did an NA Oracle timing. Gumi was like, well, there's no way you're playing Oracle, because if you proxied Stargate, the Oracle would have shown itself by now. But Hero, he saw that there was a factory with the tech lab. He knew there would be a Cyclone. So he was like, well, you're going to have a Cyclone, so I'm just going to wait, and then maybe you're like dumb enough to be out of position and the 2 Oracles do damage. Lol. Gets in there, kills like his entire economy. Now Gumiho's like, wait, you have no units on the ground? Who's a dummy now, you friggin' idiot? You idiot. Who you calling a moron? Who you calling a moron? The Oracles fly through the missile turret. He kills 12 probes. Guys, holy crap. We are in 2022 and the Korean pro gamers are finally playing like apes off the North American ladder. We are apes strong together. We am apes. Maples the Aples. God damn, I don't even know what is going on. I just know this is horrendously big holes, and both of these players' strategies are just getting absolutely taken advantage of right now. But if he loses all these Cyclones, it's good for Hero. Hero's going to go for it. Gumiho is going to take some big damage. Oh, no. Going to lose all the Cyclones. The Oracles and the Stalkers hunt them down. And we are back to a situation where massive tech advantage, having 4 Oracles out at this point in the game. Very well played there by Hero. And yeah, it's good to see though that the low GMs are finally influencing the meta the way I always thought they would. Oh no, he's gonna find, this is meant to be a sneaky run by guys. He's meant to run in with stim and kill a lot of probes, but it's been spotted. These Marines need to go hide right now. I would hide here, actually. I would actually hide here. He's like, well, these guys are gonna die no matter what, so I might as well depower the Stargate. The 4 Oracles are gonna fly in. hero, remember guys, he's known for clicking with his man parts. Oh no, but Gumiho is the one who goes a bit far out. Luckily for him, only 2 of the Oracles turn on their lasers, but still they get a Cyclone and a Marine. And I gotta say right now, clicking with his man part seems to be working out just fine for hero. Despite losing those 14 workers in this game, he's gonna catch these Marines once again, not losing any units. Oh my god. Oh, 1 Oracle? No, not a single one. That Oracle twerking its little red air point booty in the face of those Marines as they fall. And Gumiho, dude, I thought he got back in. If he could have just recalled his Cyclones, guys, that's really, I just wish Gumiho was as smart as hero and just recalled his units out of trouble. This would have been a much closer game. If he kept his Cyclones alive, hero keeps the Oracles alive. You just got to remember to use that Terran recall, right? Yes, it's a joke. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. I actually, because I play so much random and different races, I have had games where I try to recall my Terran units. It's actually happened like 2 or 3 different times, and I feel that sinking feeling in my stomach when I remember, oh, I can't do that. I don't get to do that with the Terran pieces, so... Gumiho, no doubt, feeling the same thing. He's going to try and sneak another drop out the left side of this map. If he can get 8 stim Marines in a mineral line, he will cleanse that mineral line almost instantly. Remember, what do you got at home? You've got charge, +1, +2 armor on the way. It's not the most massive economy, 47 probes, but when you're up against a 26 SCV Terran, feels pretty darn all right. Marines, they're so afraid of these Oracles, dude. Their lasers are strong. Dancing around, sharking around, looking scary as ever. And Gumiho, I think, has to pull the boys again. He's making +1 armor. He's making some SCVs. I think he should cancel the armor and just go pure Marine tank all in, pull the lads, and just go for it, man. But he's going to get spotted coming out. And I wish if this drop went in the main, it could have found big damage. Maybe he gets the High Templar. He gets 1. Ooh, he gets 2 High Templar and a Sentry. Yeah, that's not bad. That's worth 8 Marines. Gets an Oracle as well. Oh, we got 2 Oracles, in fact. And actually, hero wasn't looking, so if he stimmed on those, he could have killed 2 more there. He's moving forward across the map. 2 more tanks loading into a medevac. Don't split the army. Don't split the army! Oh no, guys! Just like you don't want to cross the streams either in a urinal situation with another man, or if you're in a Ghostbusters situation, there's multiple scenarios where crossing the streams is not considered kosher. That's a bad one, but he does regroup here, gets his stream together in one go. He gets both of those Oracles as well. Stalkers on the left side do not have Blink, man. They're not that powerful. This is actually still a scary situation. Gumiho might actually be able to take hero down here. The Stalkers take out 1 tank on the reinforce, and the Marines, they're not quite there. The tanks are exposed. If the Zealots can get rid of the tanks, then they can bait this out. Because remember, guys, there's only 1 medevac, and a stim's been baited. You're not going to heal from those drugs, dude. You are not going to heal from those drugs. The Zealots, Archon, Stalkers coming in from both sides of the medevac. Ooh, another medevac comes in, but this, oh, they're so weak. They're so weak. Ow, 9 foot tall, juicing. Completely unnatural physique, ridiculous shred on those Zealots up against the Natty Marines. And of course, those Natty Marines unable to keep up with that, mate. They just don't have the same vascularity, the same pump as those 9 foot tall Protoss. In the end, hero takes it out. I got to go back and appreciate one more time before we finish this video, guys. Thank you for watching, by the way. The delayed NA Oracle, dude, because remember, he built a turret, right? He builds the turret. I was like, don't build a turret. That's a waste of money, man. That's a waste of money. That's not good. But he cancels it because he's like, well, this must have just been a fake. Maybe he's playing 1-base Blink or DTs or something else. Yeah, he's like, oh, I really shouldn't just be building turrets against a guy who hasn't even gone Stargate. I mean, he would have, he has to run in with the Oracle, right? He just wasn't thinking about this adjustment from hero. Remember, guys, hero saw the Cyclones. He saw all of this. He saw that one was building with the tech lab earlier, so he knew it was going to be Cyclone. And this was just so devastating. And you know Gumiho's brain broke at this moment. He sees the Oracles fly in, and he just like literally doesn't even notice. And he's just looking at this and he's like, Doesn't even run his SCVs. Like, you know, he's so just beyond the pale, pissed off that this has happened. And like, he just shut down in that moment. You can tell he was just looking at his screen and just shaking his head. And he's like, really? You're just going to wait for the 2nd Oracle? But if you think about it, it made sense what hero did. We get the whole picture. Gumiho didn't. He's like, any other Protoss player would always try to look in with the first Oracle. Hero with a slight adjustment gets game-ending damage. GG, well played.